Ashley, thanks for joining us on FATV. Here at the Grove, we're preparing for a big qualifier for England against Wales. What's the mood in the camp like?
Yeah, it's a good mood. It always is when you meet up with a squad, and everyone's in high spirits and looking forward to Saturday's game. We know it's going to be a massive game, especially at the Millennium Stadium against Wales. We know it's going to be tough, but I'm sure we'll be able to go. And if everyone's at it as we have been in training this week, then I'm sure we'll get the win that we duly deserve.
Before we come on to Wales and that game, obviously we're looking back to England's last outing. You scored your first goal for the country. How did that feel?
Yeah, it's a massive, proud moment for me. I was delighted to get on the score sheet and to come on at half time and score my first goal. I was just delighted to be on the pitch, and I enjoyed it a lot, and hopefully I can add another cap when it comes to Saturday's game.
At the time you scored the goal, a few familiar faces, obviously with playing with Darren up front as you are at Villa, and Stuart in the midfield. Did that help you in the game, having those players that in similar positions you played for Villa?
I think obviously playing with Benny up front, since he's come to Villa, that's how we've been playing. So I know his movement, and which way we've worked really well together. So we knew as soon as I come on what was going to happen, where I was going to play. So it was just get to do the job, and I was told to go out and play, and that's exactly what I've done. And for us both to get on the score sheet, and obviously Stuart playing as well, and Kyle being on the bench is great for Villa, and hopefully we continue the good work that we've shown so far, and take it into Saturday's game.
Looking at the Welsh squad, there's I suppose a couple of familiar faces, particularly James Collins. You kind of play with at Villa. Is there any contact in this week building up to the game? Any banter about the game?
There hasn't been, no, not yet, not so far. I'm sure there'll be a few texts flying about tomorrow, but it's just the main thing. The focus is to concentrate on England and concentrate on ourselves, and just prepare right as we always do for a game when we've got one. I'm just doing the same thing, preparing and getting my head right for the game come Saturday, and hopefully I'll get a part to play.
On the face of it, being such a local rivalry, a lot of players in the Premier League, players that we're kind of familiar with, is this going to be more kind of a Premier League style game than some other internationals where you maybe play against Bulgaria and Switzerland? It's got a slower tempo. Will this be a faster paced kind of Premiership style game? You
could say that. Obviously there's a lot of Premier League players out there on show, and it could turn out like that, and I'm not too sure. We just have to wait to see until Saturday comes. But whenever you play against a home nation, it's going to be a tough game, and an electric atmosphere. So I'm sure that it's going to be a great game to watch.
Looking at some of the players involved, obviously there's some big names, but news today is that Gareth Bale won't be involved for Wales against England. Is that good news for us, or do we focus on what we're doing as a team? Yeah,
I think we focus on ourselves, but I think on Wales on the other hand, they're going to be obviously disappointed for one of their big players to be missing out. It's always disappointing when one of your big players it pulls out through injury. We've had it in the past, and we've got massive players that are not in the squad this time around. But like I say, we've got to concentrate on ourselves and concentrate on the players that we've got, the 26 players that are here. Everyone's fit and vying for the 11 starting places. So it's been a great week so far in training, and I'm sure it's going to be an even better game when it comes to Saturday.
I mean, you'd probably look at yourself when you look at other players in the squad as one of the younger members, but there are some kind of players even younger than you that are here, and I just wanted to get your views on Jack Wilshere and Andy Carroll, two players that could feature this weekend. What have you made of them in training this week? Yeah,
they're two very good players who will definitely be ones for the future, if not now. You see Jack playing not too long ago, and how composed he is on the ball, and you see him for Arsenal week in, week out. I think he's been probably one of their best players. He's great on the ball, and we can do a lot and create magic out of nothing. Andy's another one that's you saw him at Newcastle. He was doing fantastic there, and he's one that puts his head in places where I'm sure other players wouldn't. And he's not just a target man. He's got good feet. He's quick as well, and he's an all-round striker. So they're definitely two to look out for, and if they get the opportunity to play on Saturday, I'm sure they'll give their all and do as best as they can.
And finally, on the game on Saturday, we've got our last qualifier was a draw against Montenegro. Does that mean that this one's even more important to get the 3 points?
I think they're all important. You know, every qualifier that you play, you want to go out and get the 3 points, and you know, this is going to be no different. Obviously, Montenegro was a 0-0 draw, which was obviously disappointing. But you know, we've got to concentrate on Saturday's game coming up, and you know, like you say, it's vitally important to get the 3 points, and you know, I'm sure we'll be able to do that.